Hello, who's your fans, who's your haters, and everyone in between. This is the Crimson Coliseum podcast. And on this episode, I'm going to be discussing the fourth episode of our Six Squires series, discussing the tenure of Archie Miller, which ended my freshman year. So we're about ready to finish up here. Next week will be the last episode, plus a conclusion episode with that too, because the Mike Wizard tenure's only been 3 years, and with a little sneak peek into the fourth year, and the games are and college basketball is about to start soon, so I don't want to delay it any further. Um, but without further ado, let's just get into it. On March 27th, 2017, Archie Miller was hired by Indiana, and at the time, he was a pretty popular pick for head coach. He made the NCAA tournament four times, including Elite Eight in 2014 for Dayton, where he had a 139 and 68 record and a 68 and 34 record in the Atlantic 10 Conference. So in his first season, 2017, 2018, there was not many departures, but they were big. So three players went into the NBA draft. OG Anunoby went in the first round, pick number 23 to Toronto, and he's playing today, I think, for the Knicks. So good luck to him, but I hope the Knicks lose because I hate the Knicks as a Pacers fan. Thomas Bryant went in the second round, pick 42 to Utah. I think he's with Miami now, maybe. And then James Blackman went to the draft but did not get drafted. Some newcomers, some freshmen. Justin Smith, the number 87th ranked freshman. Aljami Durham, Clifton Moore, and Ethan Lasco, all new freshmen. And then the lineup for 2017-18, we had Juwan Morgan leading the way. 16 and a half points, 7.4 rebounds, 1.5 assists in his junior season. Robert Johnson in his senior season, the guard averaged 14 points, 4.5 rebounds, 2.7 assists. Devontae Green, in his first season as a starter in his sophomore year, had 7.6 points, 2 rebounds, 2.5 assists. Zach McRoberts in his junior season averaged 3 points, 3 rebounds, and 1.2 assists. And Josh Newkirk in his senior season, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Justin Smith, the freshman forward, averaged 6.5 points, 3 rebounds, and about zero point 0.2 assists. Al Durham in his freshman season, the guard averaged 5 points, 2 rebounds, 1.3 assists. Deron Davis in his sophomore season averaged 9 points, close to 10 points, 4.3 rebounds, 1.1 assists, but only played 15 games. Freddie McSwain in his senior season averaged 4.2 points, 4.5 rebounds, and half assist. And Colin Hartman in his senior season averaged 4.2 points, 2.7 rebounds, and 1 assist. In this 2017-18 season, they finished 16 and 15, 9-9 in the Big Ten, which is good for sixth. Lost to Rutgers 76-69 in the second round of the Big Ten tournament. And their best wins of the season was a win a neutral site game in Gainbridge Fieldhouse over number 18 Notre Dame 80-77. I think at the time it was still called Bankers Life. A win at Rutgers 65-43, which it's always good to get a win in the Trapezoid Terror, and a win at Iowa 84-83. Their worst games though, oh boy. Well, first let's get over the worst, I think, Big Ten loss at Michigan 55-69. But first game in Archie Miller's tenure started out with a whimper, losing 69-90 against Indiana State. And then right after beating Notre Dame, a trend that's been an issue for a while has reared its ugly head where they lost to Purdue Fort Wayne 72-92. Excuse me? Oh my gosh. With the departures of both Brian Anunoby, there weren't a ton of expectations with this season being Archie's first year. And he's able to get some building blocks for his tenure to possibly make a tournament with guys like Juwan Morgan, Devontae Green, and Al Durham. But those two losses, those are going to haunt his entire tenure at Indiana. Going into his second season in 2018-19, the departures were Robert Johnson, Josh Newkirk, Freddie McSwain, Colin Hartman all graduated. Curtis Jones transferred to Oklahoma State, and Ethan Larsko transferred to Manhattan. And the newcomers for the freshmen, we had Romeo Langford, number 5 overall freshman, Rob Finney, Demezi Anderson, Jake Forrester, and Race Thompson. All of them were unranked freshmen. And then Evan Fitzer was a transfer from St. Mary's, and VJ Blackman was a walk-on. For the starters, Jawan Morgan, his senior season, 15 and a half points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Romeo Langford in his freshman season, 16 and a half points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, all Big Ten second team and all freshman team. Justin Smith in his sophomore season, 8.2 points, 4.5 rebounds, zero point 0.8 assists. Rob Finney in his freshman season, 6.8 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 3 assists. Al Durham in his sophomore season, 8.3 points, 2 rebounds, 1.6 assists. Devontae Green in his junior season, 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists off the bench. Deron Davis in his junior season, 5 points, 2.5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Evan Fitzner in his senior season, 3.5 points, 2 rebounds, and zero point 0.4 assists. And Zach McRoberts in his senior season, 1.2 rebounds, and half an assist. This season was a little bit better, starting to get improvement. 19-16, 8-12 in the Big Ten, tied for eighth. Lost to Ohio State 79-75 in the second round of the Big Ten tournament. But and they were if they would have won this game, they could have made the tournament. They were the first four out, and and that could have been the deciding factor. They were ranked for about 6 weeks of the season, but with their high being number 21. Their best games was a sweep over number 6 Michigan State, winning on the road 79-75 and at home 63-62, and also a win against number 19 Wisconsin 75-73. But their worst games, loss against Nebraska 51-66, a loss against Ohio State 52-55, and a loss at Minnesota 63-84. If they would have beaten Ohio State one of these two times, they probably would have made the tournament. It hurts barely missing the tournament, especially for Archie, who, well, you're going to see next year get screwed out of another chance to do it. In his third season, a lot of turnover. Romeo Langford becomes a one and done, goes to the NBA, gets drafted number 14 to Boston. Jawan Morgan graduates and becomes a future NBA player, playing for a bunch of different teams, including Boston. Evan Fitzner, Zach McRoberts, Quentin Taylor all graduated. Johnny Jagger and VJ Blackman left the program, and Jake Forrester transferred to Temple. And for the newcomers, uh, Adrian Chapman walked on. Joey Brunk, transferred from Butler. Connor Bybee walked on as well, and so is Jaquez Henderson. And for the freshmen, Trace Jackson Davis, freshman number 26 from Center Grove. Jerome Hunter, freshman number 57. Armand Franklin, Nathan Childress, and Michael Shipp were all freshmen too. And for the lineup, starters, Trace Jackson Davis leading the way. 13 and a half points, 8.4 rebounds, 1.2 assists. Third team All Big Ten, Big Ten All Freshman team. Justin Smith in his junior season, 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Al Durham in his junior season, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 2.5 assists. Joey Brunk in his junior season, 7 points, 5 rebounds, and just over half an assist. Rob Finney in his sophomore season, 7 points, 2.5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Devontae Green in his senior season, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Armand Franklin in his freshman season for the guard averaged 3 points, 1.5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Jerome Hunter in his freshman season, the forward averaged 3 points, 2 rebounds, and just under half an assist. Then Race Thompson in his sophomore season averaged 3 points, 4 rebounds, and half an assist. And the season finished 20-12, 9-11 in the Big Ten, which is good for 10th. And they actually beat Rutgers in the first round of the Big Ten tournament, which, very good. They finally beat Rutgers. I'm going to make sure I get this right because I don't know. But it's just, so they beat Rutgers 89-64 in the first round of the Big Ten tournament. Then everything got canceled because of COVID. They had 20 wins. Just got to check to make sure that I need to figure out who they were going to play real fast. So they would have played Penn State No, the number six seeded Penn State in their next in that next game on Thursday, March 12th, but everything got shut down due to the pandemic. And who knows what could have happened if they played off against each other. The best wins, and they even beat Penn State in this season. I think they went 1-1 against them. So the best games is a win against number 17 Florida State, 80-64, a win against number 11 Ohio State, 66-54, and a win against number 9 Penn State, 68-60. With the worst games being a loss against Arkansas, 64-71, a loss against Purdue, 62-74, and a loss at Wisconsin, 64-84. And if they would have just lost to Penn State, they probably would have been as a 10 seed, but they could have had more if they would have been able to beat Penn State, which they probably could have. And Archie would have had his first chance to go to a tournament, and maybe he's still the coach here. Who knows? Going into his final season, 2021, leaving the program, Devontae Green graduated along with Deron Davis. Adrian Chapman transferred. Justin Smith transferred to Arkansas. Joey Brunk transferred to Ohio State. And Demezi Anderson transferred to Loyola, Illinois. And the newcomers, Christian Lander, freshman number 81 in the country, who actually went to my high school. Big name. It's just I really think he left too early. Trey Galloway, Jordan Geronimo, and Anthony Little were all freshmen too, which is kind of the problem. Christian Lander could have been Indiana Mr. Basketball, came in next year and would have been probably a good chance of starting next in that 21-22 season. That's beside the point. So Trace Jackson Davis in his sophomore season, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 1.4 assists. Just want to make sure that I get his accolades right. So let's. He did not get. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, second team All Big Ten this season, losing out to Kofi Coburn, the other sophomore that beat him out for Big Ten Rookie of the Year too. Al Durham in his senior season, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 2.6 assists. Armand Franklin in his sophomore season, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Race Thompson his junior season, 9 points, 6 rebounds, 1.5 assists. Rob Finney in his junior season, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Off the bench, we had Jerome Hunter in his sophomore season, 6 points, 3 rebounds, and half an assist. Trey Galloway in his freshman season, the guard averaged 3.5 points, 2 rebounds, 1.5 assists. Christian Lander in his freshman season averaged 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. And Jordan Geronimo in his freshman season, the forward averaged 2 points, 2 rebounds, and point 0.2 assists. But the nail in the coffin for Archie Miller's tenure finished 7-12, 12-15, 7-12 in conference play, which is good for 10th. Then lost to Rutgers again, 61-15 the second round of the Big Ten tournament. Best and worst games, a win against number four Iowa, 81-69, and swept them too, with a win at home whenever they were ranked 8, 67-65, and a win at Nebraska, 84-76. But their losses, worst losses, a loss at home against Northwestern, 67-74, a loss against Purdue, 69-81, and a loss versus Rutgers, 70-74. And in March 15th, 2021, IU fires March. I see Tom Crean on there. Fires Archie Miller. Um, just a very bad tenure, bad 4 years that reset a lot of the good things Tom Crean did for this program. Missed the tournament all 4 years. One was out of his hands. The other three he easily could have because he was a very boomer bust. It was a very boomer bust tenure where they could beat the highest of high ranked teams, but stoop down and lose to some of the worst. Very playing to the level of the competition teams. And just did not like you had Trace Jackson Davis averaging 19 and 9, and you only win 12 games with him that season. It's ridiculous. It should not happen. And Archie Miller posts Indiana. He's had 2 seasons at Rhode Island, where has not done as good. 21 of 42, 11 of 25 in conference play. It's just on a downturn ever since he left Dayton. Overview for Archie Miller. He finished his time at Indiana 67 to 58, 33 of 44 in conference play. In the postseason, he did not make the NCAA tournament. He had a chance to in 2020 if nothing shut down, but he was 1-3 in the Big Ten tournament. He never played a second game. And his best players, starting out with the forward Juwan Morgan. In his 2 seasons, averaged 16 points, 8 rebounds, 1.7 assists. Romeo Langford in his 1 season averaged 19 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Was on the All Big Ten freshman team and second team All Big Ten. Trace Jackson Davis in his 2 seasons averaged 16 points, 8 rebounds, 1.3 assists. Big Ten All Freshman team, All Big Ten third team in 1920, and All Big Ten second team in 2021. Justin Smith in his 3 seasons for the forward averaged 8 points, 4 rebounds, and less than an assist. And Al Durham in all 4 seasons of Archie Miller's time averaged 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. And the two NBA players he had was Romeo Langford, who went to Boston, and Juwan Morgan, who went undrafted. So just my thoughts on the Archie Miller tenure, it was bad. And him having 4 years is why I think firing Mike Woodson after last year was stupid. If Archie got 4 years, then yes, he would have made the tournament with COVID. Even then, Mike Woodson has made the tournament twice in 3 years. Like, say what you will, he's won tournament games in both. Say what you will about the first four. It's still a tournament game. It's still in the NCAA tournament. He still wins that. He still won that game against a team that also made the tournament. It's a 68 team field, not a 64 team field. So that's just my opinion on that. Like, and with certain players like Christian Lander, he should have stayed another year, flat out. I've got like Wrights was buzzing whenever he was doing really well. So, and if COVID never happened, Wrights probably makes a run in the tournament too in their little high school in not little the Indiana high school tournament. I shouldn't dismiss it. No, Indiana high school's basketball is fantastic, but yeah, that's just what I think of all that whole situation. It led the way for Mike Woodson to be head coach, which we'll talk about next week. And I don't know why he's getting so much hate, but that's just me. He had one season. Still had 19 wins, but that's beside the point. All right. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, share on all platforms, and I'll ask you, how do you feel about Archie Miller's tenure here?